Music Talk finds bluesman Seth Walker in Texas, ready to play a show in Dallas. Seth's new album is I Hope I Know, and it was made after his own move from Nashville to Asheville. Recorded over the last couple of years, Seth reveals that he found the forced pandemic break provided a much-needed reset. Find out why.
The future ain't what it used to be no more.
Now, the album is I Hope I Know. It's your 11th album, from what I understand, and kind of as a lot of the albums are these days, a while in the making because of certain circumstances. So tell me your circumstances and how it came to be.
Well, it was along those lines. I started it actually before the pandemic hit, just messing around. It was honestly, none of it was really planned. It was kind of the no plan, and I think with all of the limitations that we were facing, it kind of forced our hand to just approach it in a completely different way than I had in the past. It seemed like in the past, a lot of times it is more of a plan. You know, you got your guys together and you got your songs and you kind of go in there and you're watching the clock and you just got to go. And this one was a little bit more tempered. And I think that really helped us find maybe a new tone, I know I was singing quieter, I was blowing less air, and I kind of feel like the record came to us as much as we came to it in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you think it affected the actual results of the record and the sound and whatever?
Well, as I said, those limitations, yeah, it kind of, and also just the time that this very, introspective time for us all. We all had to take a hard look, and I had to, personally as well as musically, and so to answer your question, I think. It kind of came out a lot more. It's definitely more of a laid back. There's the back half of the record is a lot of acoustic type stuff, which was just me in my recording studio. And I think, and as we started to, I definitely would not call this a concept record, but as we started to dig through it and it took us a while or a second to kind of figure out what the identity of this record is. The more we looked, the more we realized of this kind of mellower, more space, more air, and room. So I guess to answer your question, that's kind of how it all unfolded to become what it is.
So it starts out with a track called The Future Ain't What It Used to Be, which seems somewhat prescient. Yeah. Was that always the plan with that one, or what's the story behind the song?
I had my eyes on the prize, headed for the finish line. I knew just around the corner, the dream was mine. But then the world flipped around, slowed me down, but I got a good look at what I need. Say I'm glad to see you changing me.
Because I've been on the road my whole last 15 years.
Yep.
And what it just spun my head around of like, okay, well, maybe I'm not headed where I thought I was headed. And so the line just came to me one day, the future ain't what it used to be. And I called my friend Gary Nicholson, who I write a lot of songs with. And I was like, what do you think about that as a title? And as soon as we heard the title, it's like the song just kind of wrote itself. The title just kind of takes you there. Originally, it was written as a kind of more of a rumba major thing. And I was like, you know what? I think it needs more of a blue tone drive, and then we just kind of shifted to that gear, and off we went.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. And you wrote another song with Gary, "Remember Me," which
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. I think I heard some horns in there and stuff. So
Yeah.
that sounds really nice. Can you tell me about that one?
And all the love we made will never end. When you wanna feel that way again, remember me. When you can't forget how good love can be, please remember me.
I think I was staring at my bookshelf one day, and there was a spine that said, there was a title. It was an old book from a friend of mine lent me, and it's called "Remember Me as a Time of Day," and that just struck me,
Yeah.
and I came up with this kind of melody, and it's really a kind of a throwback to some of the earlier influences of mine. I mean, blues and jazz. Um, I mean, when I first got into this business, that's all I played. I was just trying to copy the guys that did it right.
Like who?
And oh
Name,
God, let's see. Let's see. T-Bone Walker is a big influence from
right?
Texas. I mean, the first band that I ever, I think, made any money, if you want to call it money. Um, I was playing bass in a little band that we did like Nat King Cole stuff. We did Billie Holiday stuff. We did Amos Milburn, things like that. Louis Jordan.
Nice.
Duke Ellington is a
Right.
huge. I don't really call myself per se a jazz musician, but I'm very, very
Yeah.
heavily influenced by the sensitivity of that music. And this song, kind of taken from that world, kind of meeting with like the horns you spoke of, kind of take it to this weird Tom Waits world in a way. It's kind of like a mixture somewhere back in an alley. They all meet. Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
and there are a few covers on the album. You've
Hmm.
covered Dylan, Van Morrison, and Bobby Charles, Tennessee Blues. I got my Bobby Charles album here.
Oh,
So.
my man. Okay. We're going to get
So,
along fine, me and you. That's awesome. Yeah.
alrighty. Well, that's
Yeah.
good. So tell me about your relationship with Mr. Charles then and his music.
Well, oh God. Well, I love that record. I mean, that thing is just, it's elemental. Um,
Yeah.
there was a song on there called "I Must Be in a Good Place Now," and one of
Yep.
my favorite songs of all time. Dr. John's playing piano, Levon Helm on drums, everything. And for some reason, I don't know what rock I was under, but I just didn't really. Maybe I just didn't listen to Tennessee blues enough or something. I just didn't.
Yeah.
And my friend sent me a MP3 of that and said, "Seth, I think you should sing this song." And when I heard it, it basically was the lyrics defined exactly where I was in my life. I was leaving Nashville, Tennessee, going to the mountains of North Carolina, trying to get away from everyone and get away from myself. And I was like, well, hell, this song was like Bobby wrote it for me. So
Yeah.
thank
There
you,
you
Bobby.
go.
Thank you. Thanks, Bobs.
If I have my way, I leave here today. I leave in a hurry. I find me a place where I could stay and won't have to worry. A place I feel loose. A place I could lose these Tennessee blues.
Yeah. You moved from Nashville to Asheville. It sounds like
Yeah.
it could be an album title right there.
Yeah. We need to write that one there, Marty.
So how are you finding Asheville compared to Nashville?
I really like the well, I'm from North Carolina originally. I'm not from Asheville per se, but I was
Right.
born about maybe 3 hours east of there. and my family, they all moved to Asheville. So my little niece and nephew are there. And I've been gone, Marty, for 30 years, gallivanting around. So it is somewhat of a homecoming.
Right.
But the pace of that city is a lot more relaxed, and I'm really enjoying my nervous system is
Yes.
happy with that choice, and the nature, and you're kind of cradled by the mountains. I'm liking it. Yeah.
Cool. And
Yeah.
it's kind of, I've talked to quite a few musicians from around that area now, so there must be a scene all
Yeah.
around there as well.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's a lot deeper than I even knew. I went the other night to this jazz jam, and these dudes were killing it. I mean, I didn't realize there was a jazz scene in Asheville, but there is.
Yeah,
Like, all right, cool.
very cool. Now, getting back to your record, you have a producer who you've worked with quite extensively.
Yeah.
Is it Jano? Is that how you
Yeah,
pronounce it?
Jono Ricks.
Jono Ricks?
Yeah.
So tell me how you guys work together, and especially specifically on this record, but in general as well.
Yeah, we've worked together. Well, he's produced my last three efforts.
Yep.
We met through the Wood Brothers. He's a drummer for the Wood Brothers, and I was on tour with those guys and years ago, and we became buds, and through our friendship and through producing these songs, we're definitely with each effort, we're learning more and more about each other. We're learning, how to, a lot of trust there, a lot of it's I think we both, what am I trying to say with it? It's like we hear it just enough the same and just enough different, to be a good partnership. Another quality of Jono that's is a great attribute is that he doesn't really produce with an iron fist. He allows music to he allows for the surprise. He doesn't already have a preconceived notion or what it should or shouldn't be. I think that's a good way to make art, in my opinion.
Well, the album does wrap up with a tune called "Peace in the Valley." It's not the Peace in the Valley. It's not Elvis. Tell me about why you wrote that and why you put it at the end of the record.
Lost in this divide, we need some peace in the valley. Show us a sign from above. Can't take no more war. We need some peace in the valley. Can't take no more war. We need some peace in the valley.
Well, why I wrote it? Well, I mean, it was long before this, the actual war in Ukraine.
Right.
But there was a battle. I was going through a personal battle, just with a relationship that I was that was coming to an end, and having to deal with all of that, and just the dissonance that I feel sometimes with how we treat each other, and how we are, and how we, need to get back to, because we all are one human race. And
Yep.
I just thought it might be a nice idea for a song. So I got together with Oliver Wood, who I've written quite a few songs with.
Yep.
And and we just kind of we struck a tone. And to answer your second part of your question, I thought that might be a good way to end the record. Just there's all of this kind of these questions and this search and this surrender through the record, and then at the end it's like, hey man,
Yep.
that.
Yeah. So you feel like you're in a good place now?
Yeah, I'm much better. I feel good. I've had, 2 years off um, to regroup again, as I call
Yeah.
it. And yeah, I feel honestly, Marty, I think that the pandemic was just, I needed it. I
Yeah,
needed this reset. I hope that you had some silver linings in it as well.
definitely. I've
You
been
know?
hearing that quite often from folks that
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
didn't realize how that was the situation. But yeah,
Oh God, man. I mean, I was on a flaming hamster wheel, just touring and touring and touring and touring. And it it helped me creatively, personally. I wrote this book. That was another pandemic
yeah.
project I had. It was kind of a memoir
Right.
thing, which kind of helped spark my creativity to put into the album. So I'm feeling good, ready to get back in the van.
Thank you
Okay,
very much for taking the time with me, and good luck with your gigs in Texas.
thank you so much, Marty. Good talking
We'll
to
see
you.
you.
See you
Hey,
later.
bye bye.